option there, but instead with a Airy and Uzi. Is that what I think it is? That is Kleptomancy.
That is press the attack.
I'm bad at reading
so
stones.
I think it is going to be just press the attack.
Okay.
So that is the 3-hit passive.
Yep.
But it's not what I would have necessarily expected for the 1v1. I was personally expecting things to be more defensive. As we had seen, even Grasp on 80 carries in the past, things like fleet-footed is the kind of more defensive route. This is going to be very powerful, but you have to commit to the 3 hits to actually get it off, which is not necessarily that hard for Lucian because you're passive. You have the double tap. That's 2 of the 3 hits. If you can get those trades in, Q, auto, E, auto, etc., these sorts of things, it can put out a tremendous amount of damage very, very quickly.
Yep, for Levi on his side, kind of expected stuff here. Airy, Mana Flow Burn, Absolute Focus, Scorch on the sorcery side, and Iron Skin and Second Wind.
Yeah.
Kind of that defensive secondary tree.
The Second Wind, very, very powerful. I do think in these sorts of matchups, especially for those AP casters who do not really have too much access to HP regen, they're not going to be building for the lifesteal and things like this. It's definitely interesting to see some of the choices, though, coming out of Uzi, actually going over heal, which is pretty interesting. Not a mastery. I see a rune rather taken hardly at all. He's also going for the attack speed, Legend Alacrity. He is going Mana Flow Blend and Scorch as his secondary tree in sorcery. So definitely a very aggressive setup. There's no sort of really like magic resist type talents. There's no regen type talents, really. He is certainly set up to look for a kill, right? This is not really a kind of grind him out sustain them type of build.
Certainly not yet, but a lot of flexibility here for Lucian. Doesn't dodge that laser though. Uzi taking a little bit of damage actually early on for the harass, but Levi looks out of mana.
Yeah, he does look out of mana, but it's 2 potions down already for Uzi, and Levi, he does still have the mana flow ban, so he's going to be able to recoup a lot of this, and I'd say the early stage is going very well for him. Certainly having the push, getting access to that health crystal for Uzi makes a really, really big difference, because already being down a couple potions without something like a Doran's Blade, without any sort of innate sustain is going to kind of hurt you.
Gonna take this relic here, bit of extra health. Might even run it all the way back actually to the base. See if he completes his recall. Levi gonna be able to play up.
And the pros have been struggling to actually CS under the turret because of the differences between SR and this map. It deals more damage. It's not necessarily the easy setup of 1 hit on the range minion plus an auto, 2 hits plus a melee. That sort of thing is kind of mixed up. And you can see Levi missed quite a few more of the minions, and Uzi's able to go back. He gets a Vamp Scepter. He's already in lane before the turret is actually attacked, before it is reached by Levi, so he's going to be able to continue to CS. And it puts Levi in a bit of an awkward spot. Like, he can either choose to go back when Uzi could perhaps push it in and deny some of the minions, or he has to kind of just stick around.
And this is certainly one of the kind of weakest spots for Viktor in general. He is a champion that on the Rift is known for having to make a pretty significant early investment to upgrade that Hex Core. That'll take even longer and be less relevant for longer, given that the game is much shorter.
Yeah, and I'm really not expecting him to go that route because
so, no.
It is much more of a short game, because that takes a lot of gold, and also, honestly, just because Lucian can kind of dodge out of the second half of the E very easily. So I'm really looking to see something that's more kind of power early on, things like the Seekers, things like multiple Doran's Rings, and these sorts of options, but could very easily be getting stopped here by Uzi. That does allow him to go back, but is going to try to push in, and we'll see that first buy, a couple Dorans and an Amp Tome. So going pretty aggressive here. And again, if Uzi is not in Viktor's face, when something like the ultimate comes out, we've actually seen exhaust be, for the most part, relatively ineffective, because the players are actually not in range oftentimes to really get them off and have it be super effective.
Yeah, kind of feels like business as usual though for Uzi. That Vamp Step to really just move things along. He's already 10 CS ahead and counting, as Levi is really struggling under the turret here.
Yeah, he is only 9 down now, but already when you're that far behind and you're missing a lot of them that are being pushed in, you're consistently being pushed in, you're already starting to think about, all right, I've got to kill him. Like, how do I do this? And that's what's going to be going through the mind of your opponent as well, right? Uzi goes back, he picks up 3 potions, the Doran's Blade, going to give him some more HP and even more of that lifesteal. So although he is kind of in his rune setup, very, very aggressive, he is getting a lot of lifesteal from the actual item purchases, and going to be able to try to look for these trades, try to heal back up, and continually try to press any advantages.
Who just uses the culling there, going to get a bit of harassment and Good chunk of the wave down again, shoving Levi back under that turret.
I mean, when he's pushing mid, he keeps getting the health relics, and Levi's already out of potions once again. Yes, he still does have his heal, but he's down below half HP. Uzi definitely looking very good so far in the 1v1.
Game kind of back to where he was. We saw him in this spot last year. Already halfway there. 52 to 38 now again. Uzi still keeping 10 plus ahead in the race for farm. Turret's even going to take a bit more chip here. Uzi just playing patiently.
Yep, and I think that's really intelligent. Like, he knows he has the advantage. He's going to be able to likely force Levi back to base much faster because he has potions, because he has lifesteal. As long as he can trade relatively well, it has to be some sort of an all-in there for Levi. So Uzi going to play it out pretty safe, but Levi still will have his opportunities. The all-in at 6 is going to be very powerful. There's no flash available on Uzi, so if you use your dash poorly, if you get stuck in the Chaos Storm, that Viktor ultimate, certainly potential to get taken down.
Absolutely, as Levi even happy to play back a bit more. Uzi kind of ran low on health. And of course has to actually hit things to get lifesteal back.
Levi has been quite accurate with those E's. Shooting out those lasers, he's been tagging Uzi almost every single time. So certainly very good skill shot accuracy so far from him. And has to dash out. But those are the opportunities where if you use your dash defensively like that before the abilities come out and you do not back off as Uzi is doing, Levi can look for an all-in, but Uzi is playing it very intelligently.
Ooh, actually trying to go in for something. Perhaps ulti down from Levi. Uzi going to walk out of that one.
I don't even know if he hit the first tick. Like, that actually looked like it was just a straight-up whiff. Maybe caught him on the very edge, but either way, the ultimate being down and the summoner down, plus you're behind in farm is pretty brutal for Levi, and starting to look big grim.
And again, for all of Uzi's kind of signature aggression in 2v2, in 5v5, he's very patient.
He wants to win.
In the 1v1. Exactly. He really wants to win again.
Yeah, and I mean, he said it. No one has won 2 before. He's looking to be the first to do it, and sometimes that means playing for the smart win, right? Levi now has to try to push it out. He has to try to base, try to get something going.
Try not to die.
Uzi's looking for the all-in.
Uzi's diving in, exhaust down on both sides. Levi still running away, but Uzi going to chase him down! First blood!
Nice.